So we are ready. Hi, everyone, and thank you for being here with us. Thank you for joining us today, October 9th. We're so happy, so excited to be here. Hi, everyone, and thank you for being here with us. Thank you for joining us today, October 9th. I was overhearing myself also on Facebook, and I was like, who else is talking? Make sure to have your notebook where you write down everything that you learn on this weekly webinars. And I don't want to make this intro so long, so I just want to present to you two great people that we have with us today, Angela Rodriguez and Maria Armenta. And we're here, we're ready to start, we're ready to roll. So make sure to have that pencil, pen, and your notebook so you can write down everything that we're going to learn today. And well, hi, Angela. Thank you for being here with us and preparing this amazing presentation.
Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so welcome everybody. It's October 9th already. I hope you're having a wonderful start to the month. I hope a lot of you met that goal of that first $300 in personal sales in our first week of October. And let's see if we can get you some ideas for motivation and inspiration for the rest of the month as well. So our product spotlight today will be Eucasol and just nasal congestion in general and some things that we can do to help our customers who are struggling with that. For business tools, we have some new prospecting videos that you might have already snuck a peek at, but I will show you those today and explain how to get to them. They're really simple, easy videos to share in your stories and reels, etc., to help boost the used opportunity. For our sales tips, we're going to go through one of the new spa guides, the wellness event guides, that is the pleasure of free breathing. And for tech tips, as you've already seen, we have Maricarmen Armenta with us again today, and we're going to do part 2 of our interview, just some TikTok tips with Maricarmen, who has had a lot of success with her used business and just reaching out to a whole new community via TikTok. And then we'll finish up with some specific, time-specific reminders as well. So today our spotlight is Eucasol spray and nasal congestion in general. So remember that when we're talking about Eucasol, this is a really cool blend that is mostly eucalyptus, but also we have rosemary, mint, and a lot of essential oils that are going to help with our upper respiratory symptoms, mainly stuffy nose. But eucalyptus also, it refreshes and purifies, it clears our airways, it clears our mind, and it emotionally stimulates us as well. So this is also a nice spray to have like during your work moments and things like that. I use it to refresh the air. Sometimes we're driving and there's like a weird smell from a factory nearby or something, and my girls are very sensitive to that. So I also use eucalyptus or Eucasol spray to kind of just clear the air, get rid of aromas that can kind of invade our space and kind of make everyone happy again in my household and in my car. Just remember though, with Eucasol, eucalyptus in particular, and therefore Eucasol spray, we don't recommend this type of product for someone who's having bronchospasms, which would be your clients who have asthma, emphysema, or maybe they're suffering from bronchitis. You know, bronchospasms are like those deep, really tight chest coughs. When someone is experiencing that, have them stop using their Eucasol for that moment, just because it can be a trigger for that kind of symptom for some people. So especially your asthma, your customers with asthma, just make sure that they're aware of that, okay? So with our Eucasol spray, remember that there's lots of different ways to use it. It is a non-staining spray, so we can spray it right on our clothing, on our pajamas, on our bedding, etc. You can put it on a face mask or on a tissue. I personally, and I know a lot of consultants agree, that it's a good idea to put it on a tissue because it lasts for so long. So if you want to be able to smell your Eucasol throughout the day, spraying a little bit on a tissue, that aroma stays in here for a really long time. So you just kind of put it over your face, and then you can put this away and keep it with you and keep taking it out throughout the day. So it's a really good way to get high yield out of your Eucasol spray that you've had that investment in. You can turn on your shower and let those vapors start to form, and then you spray Eucasol over the top of your shower so that you get the extra double benefit of Eucasol with your vapors that are already in your shower. It's a great room freshener and air purifier. And also you might have some people who prefer to spray it on the palm of their hand, rub together and kind of do like that pocket aromatherapy where they breathe it in that way as well. All of those are great uses for that Eucasol spray. Make sure that you're demonstrating those for your customers so that they see it's multi-purpose, high yield, like you can literally use one spray to open up your nasal passages all day long. Other complementary products that have eucalyptus in them as well is our eucalyptus essential oil, which is great to be put in a diffuser. It pairs really well with essential oils like mint, for example. This is really nice to put in like in a bedroom overnight if your nose keeps getting stuffed up and that's preventing you from sleeping decent, or just having it in your space when your family is struggling with that. Also, the Eucasol bath salts are so nice. Tell me in the chat if you love the little fizziness of it. I love the fizziness. Those little granules with the Dead Sea salt, the Eucasol, and these and the mint and everything. It's just like Eucasol, maybe a little bit sweeter aroma, and then you get the bubbles and the Dead Sea salt. Oh, it's great. Yes, Lisa agrees with me. It is so good. So if you haven't tried those yet, or if your customers haven't tried those yet, definitely bring that up. I just wanted to show you 2 other quick nasal congestion tips so that if you're doing a video on nasal congestion, you have more things to add. So we already know the uses of Eucasol spray. Also, these are all part of the cold and flu set. Also, the Time Cream. A lot of us use it since it has such good anti-inflammatory properties, and we use it for chest congestion. I also, and I know Gabi Vargas, I think I learned this from Gabi Vargas. You take a small amount and you just gently apply to the bridge of your nose, and man, does that, even if your nose is completely stuffed, like you can't even smell anything, it immediately, within a minute or 2, your nose just opens right up and you can breathe again. So that's a really good use of your Time Cream for nasal congestion as well. And for tea tree oil, which is also in our cold and flu set, remember that you can do those steam inhalations with this, but if you're short on time, but your nose is really struggling, I also just take a really small amount, like not even a whole drop. I rub my fingers and I just place a little bit right on the entrance to my nose. And that's great at opening up my nasal passages as well. So if you are talking about nasal congestion with your customers, put that whole cold and flu set to use. So that they have lots of tips and tricks, because especially if they have fall allergies or if the variety of viruses and colds have hit them yet, they will be looking for those tips and tricks. Okay, so today we are going to share some good business tools for you for some new prospecting videos that the company has made for us that you can put into your reels, your stories, etc., to really spread the word about the used business opportunity. And I'm actually going to, oh, you know what? I didn't share the volume. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to stop share and share again to make sure that you can hear those videos. Share sound. Okay, let's give it a shot. Make sure that you can hear it. Oops, I know I gave you the wrong screen. One more time. Oh, technology, right? Okay, so second screen shares. Okay, now I clicked on all the screens. You can see it? Let's see if we can hear it. Okay, so this is our first prospecting video that we are able to share.
Imagine owning your time with Juiced. You don't have to give up your freedom. Become a consultant for our exceptional products and set your own pace. You decide when and where to work. The decision is yours. Our carefully crafted products, loved by thousands, open the door to limitless opportunities, from captivating fragrances to life-transforming wellness products. You have it at your fingertips. A range that sparks interest and generates profits. But it's not just about outstanding products. It's about relationships. Become a consultant for the Juice brand and join a passionate community that shares your values. And the investment with Juice, the investment is minimal, but the rewards are immense. Unleash your potential with Juice. Be your own boss, define your goals, and watch how your efforts translate into success.
Okay, so that's the first one, and I'll show you the second one.
Working means being trapped in one place. With Juiced, the world is your office, and each day is a new adventure. Travel? Of course, but here's a twist. You can work while you explore. Imagine answering emails from a paradise beach, closing deals while savoring authentic dishes, and making important calls while watching unforgettable sunsets. With Juiced, your limits expand and your horizons broaden, all while you build your business. Moreover, You're not alone on this journey. The Juice community supports you every step of the way. Virtual meetings, exciting events and inspire locations, and a team that connects beyond borders. So, are you ready to become an entrepreneurial globetrotter? Juice gives you the wings to soar high as you build your future.
Okay, aren't those nice? Now I want to show you where to find those so that you can save them into your own camera roll and share them to your own social media. So, and do you recognize Cynthia's voice? Great job, Cynthia. You did a good
Imagine
start.
owning your time with Juiced. You don't have
Oh
to
my
keep up
goodness.
your
The
freedom.
presentation just wants to keep playing it over and over again. It's like they were so good. Let's just keep going. Okay. So
Let's just play them on repeat.
let's just keep going. Okay. No, literally, like it's like, no, I'm not going to let you advance. We're just going to keep going. Okay. But no, they're really good. They look so professional, and I like the motivations that they are reaching out to people for, right? So these are a lot of things that people have on their mind when they join the Youth Business Opportunity. So if you're going to share, we highly recommend that you put this on your to-do list to share these on your own social media this week. So go to your app into the resources folder, and in folder number 5, where it says useful business tools, you go to the used opportunity folder. And there now there's a special folder that says used opportunity video. So it's the same folder where the presentation is, but now there's a separate section for the videos. They're right in there. Now, remember, when you are trying to save a video from this Google Drive, folder into your phone, you click open, the 3 little dots up on the top, which is the menu, and then send a copy. And so when it says send a copy, that's when it gives you the options to either send it straight to your social media or save it to your camera roll and go from there. If you have any questions or difficulties, or that's not cooperating for you, please let us know and we're happy to help. So the videos are there, ready to roll in both languages, and we'll spread the word. Now, one other quick thing we wanted to show you today, we've been talking a lot about respiratory care. So I wanted to go through the new wellness event guide that is in the consultant app as well, which is the pleasure of free breathing, focused on respiratory care. So we've been talking about these a lot. Remember how we have our old spa guides? I don't want to call them old, but they, like we have had them for a long time. They've gotten a great update, which makes them really practical, really short, to the point, and we can literally just like read right off of them. And it's super simple to follow. I love the formatting, and tell us in the chat if you've looked at these already, if you're excited about this new format, because think about it, like we have this guide that helps new consultants start doing wellness events right away, right? They have all the information that they need on a topic right away in this short summarized form. Then also those of us who are experienced consultants, but maybe we just don't have like a whole thing memorized or whatever, like these are going to help be our guide for our whole script during a wellness event. They're really well organized, easy to follow. And if people are in your wellness event, watching you even read directly from the guide, that is helpful for your prospecting process. They see, oh, this is actually really easy. I could be a consultant too. I don't have to study for years and years and years. Youth already has all these great resources ready to go for me to get started as a consultant and do things right away, learn really quickly. So our new wellness guide, the image looks the same, the name looks the same, but the setup is completely different. So when we are going through this guide, sorry, I don't know why my click is taking a long time here. You're going to see a list of products that you will need really clearly laid out for you, the essential products and the complementary products that are optional that you can add in at the end. For the demo, you will need things like tissues, dishes with hot or cold water, etc. Really easy to get prepared and organized. And then it says, begin reading the guide here. It gives you an introductory statement for how you can introduce the topic to your group. And then you'll see that each section of the product demos is organized into these different pieces. One is benefits. So it's going to tell you what are the overall benefits of the key ingredients or the product that you're talking about. The demo or the product test is going to be like, how do you let your spa guests actually experience the product itself and feel it working. And then the primary uses and recommendations is going to be like you're explaining all the different ways that they can use them, right? So this is really easy, and it's a great way for new consultants to train as well. It's like a little guide for the whole topic, which is really cool. So when can we use these new guides? To do a virtual or in-person product demonstration, like a wellness event, in person or virtual, to plan social media content and tips, right? So if you're thinking, oh, what am I gonna post about today in TikTok or in Instagram, etc., go here to these guides and get lots of ideas of how to go through that really quickly. Also, to just become an expert on a wellness topic and how to start conversations about it in the community. There's lots of conversation starters built into these guides. And make sure that when you're using these and you're doing your demonstrations or your social media videos, etc., make sure you always have a direct product link ready to go for your conclusion. So when you're closing up your event, you have in the comments or the descriptions, or maybe you have a QR code printed out for an in-person spa, you have a bit.ly, something, you're going to send out a link via message to the guests. You have a way organized that you can have a link ready to go for the spa or to your personal website, to send that out and make it a one-click shopping experience for people. So putting these tools together makes it really simple, really easy to get this done, and to feel confident talking about a lot of different topics. So what you'll see right now, and as I already said, it's okay to have let people see you read this guide, because it's actually beneficial for people to see how easy it is to be a consultant. Okay. Now, when you want to find these new guides, there are going to be more coming. They're all in the works in English, right? So you're going to go back into your app, into the resources folder, and under folder 6, spa, virtual spa materials, now you're going to see the wellness event guides. Okay. So instead of, you can still use the word spa, right? But we're going to be using the word wellness event in the wording in these, so that it applies to a lot of different formats that you might be using. And for right now, you have the stress-free life and the pleasure-free breathing to start using and sharing with your teams, and for your own content. Okay. Any questions about those so far? Make sure you go in and take a peek at those, and we'll let you know when some more are updated in there once we get them back from corporate. Okay. All right. So then let's move on to our tech tips. Who's excited for tech tips? Let us know in the chat. So today we're going to continue with part 2 of our interview with Maricarmen Armenta. I'm going to stop sharing here so we can see. We want you on the big screen, Maricarmen. Okay, so ready to go. So we're back with part 2 of our interview with Maricarmen Armenta. Last week, she talked about her TikTok adventure, gave us a lot of her important tips for how she got started, etc. If you haven't seen her first part of the interview, it's really great. Go check it out in the Training Used USA YouTube channel. And today we'll continue our story. So Maricarmen has a community of over 21,000 followers that she has built over nearly 2 years. She has faced challenges and many positive experiences, just like the rest of us. And today she continues with the next chapter. So Maricarmen, I think we have you up and ready to go here. Yes. So can you tell us a little bit? I know we already talked about some of the basics last week, but we're dying to know, how do you grow your community on social media? You mentioned lives, like live streams, etc. How can you tell us a little bit more about how you do them, when you do them, why you do them, how long they last, etc.?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I think TikTok have a system to start to make lives. This is only after 1,000 followers, but I think it's the best because you can start to practice, and to practice the most you can. This is exactly what I start to be fun and making a lot of videos, maybe one day, and said, well, I made 3 or 4 and it's enough. And maybe leaving 2 or 3 days, making more videos. Mm-hmm. But when I wanted to start again, I need to tell you, maybe it was worse than the first time, because it's like a muscle, it's to exercise. Mm-hmm. And then I start to feel that first, and oh my God, I did it and do it again. For the first time, it was really clear. Try to be doing videos every day. Mm-hmm. Well, I decided by myself to start to know, live long time doing and being creative and being fun. At the end is to be fun, but the creativity and the exercise is too like a muscle every day.
So do you feel like lives are definitely a different experience than when you record those videos, right? Like it's definitely a different experience for you and for your community, your TikTok community, right? Like a live is a different. I remember last week you mentioned like all of a sudden the cat would come in and knock something over, right? Like that kind of thing. But I feel like, so by doing those live streams, right? So once you hit those 1,000 followers, you can start doing those. People are able, like people trust you even more, right? Because they see you on the spot. There's no editing, like you're just there, right? And they are interacting with you. But I think you make a good point. It's like a muscle because you have to get your brain used to like, this is not a perfect presentation where I have everything memorized. This is me talking to people on the spot in the moment. And I like your metaphor. Like it's like a muscle, like you practice it and it becomes so much more comfortable after you've done it a few times. I remember even when it started on Facebook Live, I was so nervous to go on live because I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids are going to be screaming in the background. Something's going to fall. Something like I'm going to forget what I was going to say. But once you get used to it, like you said, it's just practice and you actually come across so much more genuine and confident because it's like you're having a conversation with people versus just like, instead of just talking to your phone, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel
Well,
that?
I think is the perfection today is to be honest. That's it. When you are confident with yourself, the others are going to be confident with you. And it's only to be exactly like you are. That's it.
I love that. Yes, I think that's great advice because people can feel it when you're not being genuine, even via video, right? People can feel it immediately. So you stay genuine and your focus is connecting on people or connecting with people. And I think that's great. And I love too how you said last week, like it's not salesy. You're out there to connect with people, not to just push sales on them, right? So, and people feel that as well. So another question we had was how many people generally join your live streams on TikTok and how do you compare that to, productivity overall?
Well, I think this is really important to say because sometimes I know people is looking for have 1,000 of followers to make a live because there are going to be a lot of sales. And it's exactly the same. It's to be at the same time interacting only. This is the difference. But at the end, it's exactly the same. Sometimes I have around 10 followers in the season and sometimes 150. But at the end, is the same. Maybe in both events, I have orders. The goal is to continue to be, I think the most Cesar is recommended. Ask what they need. No offer what you want. Ask what they need. And in the videos, I start to do exactly the same. Imagine somebody is asking, hey, what they can use for headache? Well, the video is with answering that question. It's something the goal, but this is exactly trying to be asking, and the recommendation is the best way to talk.
And so follow-up question to that too. So when you're doing a live, do you normally have a topic in mind then? You just say like, some people have been asking me about headaches, so I wanted to show you these tips. Or at the beginning of your live, do you ask people to bring up their needs in the feed, like in the chat?
Well, I start after these new guides of the spas, starting every live, with the guide, with any kind of course, right now for the season, the most of the people is following or trying to get something for respiratory care. But sometimes I'm open any other guide, because it's really good to start to be showing the products, the order, the benefits, and the order of the products, the benefit of everyone, how to use. And then people, if they are for the first time in front of you, it's great to be the professional guides to start to be talking about our products. And then I want to show you, well, this is in Spanish, of course, but I have this
a notepad, yeah,
to be writing the order of the questions, because they start to be shooting a lot of questions, and I say, oh, wait for me, please. Then I'm with a piece of paper and asking with a lot of respect, please be patient, and I'm going to be writing the order of your name and your need. And sometimes, hey, I ask you, yes, I'm sorry, I showed the paper. I'm sorry, but I have 2 questions before, but let me be faster. And
yeah,
it's
but they know that you're listening.
Yeah,
they know that you're paying attention. Yeah, I love that. And do you feel like you just keep going? Like, do you normally just keep going on your live until you've answered all the questions, or have you had to just like cut it off and say, okay, so I will address more questions in 2 days when I connect again? Or how do you
well,
have you had to
no, the regular way I'm trying to be answering the most. Sometimes when I'm going to get the next, I try to be saying their names, and is Maria, are you there? And sometimes they are waiting for, or sometimes no, but anyways, the question from one is getting the answer for a lot. Then that's why doesn't matter how many people listen in my lives, is to be in contact and talking about every question.
And I can see how that question, the live question and answer, probably also really builds people's confidence in your skills and your talents and your knowledge, because they feel like they can ask you these questions on the spot and you have all these tips for them at your fingertips, right? Like you're able to answer. And I feel like that is a really helpful piece of that live portion too, is like they see you as like, wow, this lady is an expert because I can ask her all these things and she has answers for me. She has these guides available, but she can answer on the spot. She really knows her stuff. So if I were, watching your live, I feel like that would give me confidence in terms of the question and answer piece of it. That, wow, she really knows her stuff. So good. Thank you so much, Maricarmen. And what advice do you have for a consultant who is listening to us today to gain more confidence in starting to share used products? Do you have?
Well, I think this is a real important moment, because only we are going to share the benefits, the real benefits, when we are using really the products for this way. In this case, I recommend, because I start to know about, I remember to use a lot of creams and some things, but no oils. I need to be real with you. I didn't use the oils, but when the information started to be with me about the confidence is coming with True Love, Patchouli, Anti-Stress, Jasmine, Neroli, I start to use by myself to be relaxed, to really be feeling what happened in my body is really important. It's only when I'm going to share the experience, when I have the experience before. I think is really, really clear using the oils, the products, and get confidence. And then we're going to share how they can be confident with themselves.
Absolutely. I think that's a great, I feel like sometimes people will ask me about a product. I'm like, if I haven't tried, now I've tried almost every product. But when I started to, I was the same way. I'm like, I need to have a story to go along with every product. I need to be able to tell them specifically what it smells like, how it feels. I want to be able to give them a testimony from my own life of what I've used it for. Oh, I've used, my mom uses that, or you might, like I want to have a story for every product. And it's hard to do that. And it's hard to talk about any product with confidence. And people know it because you're like, this is a great, right? You can't speak about it with the same confidence.
And I think this is the perfect add to every guy. When they have all the information for the product, you can add your own experience. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need to use anti-stress before this video because it's impossible to me. And you are going to be confident with your experience.
Right.
And try it. The other one, I think we can't swim if we are learning to swim in the blackboard. Try to be jumping. Try to be. I think we are girls with 60 years old for me, but everyone with the same. Try to be fun. Try to be fun.
Right. I think that's great advice to wrap up our interview today. Have fun. Don't be afraid. Just dive in, right? We're there to educate, but also have a good time and connect with people. So those are all great for us to keep in mind. Make sure you write down some of Maricarmen's tips today, because next week we'll be doing a whole bunch more information and you'll be like, oh yeah, but she was great. What did we learn from Maricarmen again? So write down some of your key takeaways, add them in the chat. That's also great for your memory so that they stay in there. And also, if you have any other follow-up questions that you would like us to share with Maricarmen, go ahead and put them in the chat or forward them to me or to Cynthia or to Cesar, and we're going to just keep asking you questions, Maricarmen, and we'll keep you here forever. No. But can we give a round of applause for Maricarmen in the chat for all of her success, her hard work, her bravery for going into TikTok head first and trying all these new things, because we're so proud of you, and you're an inspiration to us all to keep working on finding our own voice, our own connection, and our own method for reaching people on TikTok and other social media platforms. Because man, the world is a big place and you can reach so many people by using those. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Anything else that you wanted to add, Cynthia or Cesar, before I move on to our last few reminders?
Let me share something. This is exactly what I use in my 2 last videos. I stand my book behind my phone. I start to using my phone, but it is not really clear. I stand my book. I didn't get it out because I wanted only to show. They are the words help me to remember to say in the video, in 2 different videos, but I'm using this. It's only some words, and then turn on the camera.
And that is such a good idea, because you're not overly scripting what you're going to say, because people notice that, right? So you have a clear structure of your key points, but you're still speaking conversationally and connecting with people in a natural way. I love that. I love that format, and that's highly recommended by lots of video experts. A short, concise plan for your video. You kind of map it, but you don't memorize and over script it. So that's great advice. So the post-it with just a few keywords to keep your brain organized as you're talking, especially for videos, because we don't want to re-record them 50 times, right? Because we don't want to be exasperated in our 50th video. We want to sound fresh and happy, like we're having fun.
At the end, this is exactly every platform have the option to do it again and do it again and then go again.
Right. And it's okay. Yeah, right. Like, and it's okay to make mistakes and re-record, but we want to like be a little bit prepared, right? Like how you do, so that you can make the most of your time and not re-record, re-record, re-record. Awesome. Oh, thank you so much. We really appreciate your motivation and your expertise, Maricarmen. This has been so fun. And we'll be forwarding you some other questions if we get any in the chat or via email later as well. Thank you. Thank you. One more round of applause. We really appreciate you being here with us last week and this week as well. I feel more confident already just going in and trying a new system in TikTok as well. So thank you. We really appreciate it. And since we're getting, we're close on time here, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up with our call to action. So please look up that new wellness event guide, The Pleasure of Free Breathing, and use it to make your own demo. Your demo could be a TikTok video, right? It could be a quick demo of one of the products for free breathing. Or you could also do like a Facebook Live. If you have those 1,000 or more followers on TikTok, it could be a TikTok Live. Use one of those easy new guides to do a wellness event, a demonstration for respiratory care. And also, let's try to sell 4 cold and flu season sets. That set itself would normally be $134 if you bought all this product separately. The set, when you combine them with the thyme, Eucasol, and tea tree, is $127. And then this month, your customers are getting a free eucalyptus essential oil to use in their diffuser or their burner as well, or in steam vapors. So definitely talk about those 4 products, the cold and flu season set plus the eucalyptus oil, so that you can keep promoting that set. It solves so many problems when your family gets sick or they have allergies. So highly, highly recommend it. Okay, so thank you so much. Those of you who are connecting with us live via Facebook, via YouTube, please go ahead and let us know in the chat what is a key takeaway for you this week. And we will be seeing you again next week in our recorded webinar. And for those of you who are here with us live in Zoom, I will continue on with our time sensitive.